continue, because that's what we do. Welcome to Minneapolis by night. This is a shifter social scene. I know, I'm not supposed to be running it because I'm a vampire guy, but hey, I got a shifter.
It counts for now.
Yeah. We're going to start at this, the Stormcrow. It's the, for those who haven't been paying attention, it's the local shifter-controlled bar. It's just outside the city, so, it's not in anybody's fucking area. And basically, it's, well, we can do daytime since it's last year. So used to doing scenes that have to be at night. It's actually about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a, what day is today? Wednesday. Jesus. As you can tell, the poor vampire storyteller has no brain function whatsoever right now. So it's pretty empty, so that's a good thing. Eric is behind the bar. I'm only going to do, certain NPCs because I know they're there. Eric's behind the bar, tending bar. Thankfully, there's almost no one here, so, he's kind of just sitting and watching. He's flipping around on the TV because there's nothing else to do. Stormtail will apparently be sleeping in the back room, passed out on a table. He's a crow. Raven, sorry. I don't want to get into that again. He's a raven, and that's what they do. Besides shit on people when they're so whoever wants to hop in first, I can bring in Sam afterwards. I'll let everybody else get in first.
I'll go first.
Sure.
Okay.
If you want to volunteer, go ahead.
Andrei Kalamperescu walks into this particular bar, the Stormcrow, did you say it was?
Yep, Stormcrow.
Yeah. Walks into the Stormcrow after having presumably been directed to this place by whichever means. Maybe spirits, maybe a contact within the Shadow Lords that, may have relayed or something like that. So, can I finish, please?
Stormcrow
Whichever the case may be, either way, Andre walks into the place and he kind of looks around, just generally takes the place out as he walks towards the bar. He probably sniffs the air very lightly because, reasons, the rage is enough of a hint that, but then again, maybe he's around kinfolk, maybe he's around fellow Garu, he doesn't quite know it.
If you want to do a check to find out,
Okay.
that's fine. I can tell you right now, there's probably only going to be a couple mortals here, because, there's always some drunk bastard.
No one with pure breed?
No one with pure breed. There is a kinfolk, it's actually the bartender, Eric. Other than that, it's pretty empty right now.
Actually, he will pick up a pure breed, unseen pure breed
Abel.
floating around the bar.
Yeah, I forgot Abel.
Abel is floating around the bar. He's just in the but you still smell a pure breed.
Would he?
Yeah, probably at that point once he gets to the bar, probably. It's one of the grandfather serpents. Grandfather of tenors brewed around here.
Eric, the bartender.
Americans probably does make sense.
Eric, the bartender, walks up. What can I get for you, man?
Please. And yes, Andre does have kind of a noticeable, let's just say, general accent.
Yeah, he pours.
And yes, he does have pure breed, so
Okay.
he's quite noticeably a Shadow Lord.
Okay. He pours you your drink, and then just kind of goes back. Just kind of relaxes. Whoever else wants to come in, hop in.
Drinks will walk in. He is about, I don't know, 5'9", kind of short, but dresses very casually, blue jeans, white t-shirt. He looks a little, he doesn't look like he's too happy to be up right now. He's probably, still getting rid of that hangover from last night. And decided some hair of the dog would probably help it the most, so he walks into the bar, walks over to the bar, and sits down,
Drinks, your usual?
Yep, one of everything, please.
He nods. Andre, you would see the bartender start setting up, drinks, shots and stuff for drinks.
Yeah, that well,
Yeah,
he's
which-
from East. Dude, Andre's from Eastern Europe. You're not a true. I mean, whichever country you're in, once you get past like a certain part, the certain Eastern Bloc, you're not considered a member of that particular culture unless you can be considered as a functional alcoholic. especially, believe it or not, in the Czech Republic. The Russians are lightweights.
Yeah, Eric's pulling out alcohol from everywhere of the bar.
I'm confused. Did you say that in character, Jason? Or
Say again?
was that just? Did you say that in character, or were you just
No,
going
just
on?
me saying it. It's just me saying it in out of character.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Andre probably looks at, probably like sees that thing out of the corner of his eye. Takes like only a moment just to, just to think that's kind of unusual for this guy.
Yeah.
Very
A
much.
little bit early for a lot of the drinking, but hey, whatever works.
Yeah, but
Drinks
then
are a
again,
problem.
he's
What can you say?
The alcohol is a bit strong with this one.
Well, you did hear, Andre, you would have heard the bartender call him Drinks. He didn't call him by any other name, but you heard him say, hey, Drinks, your usual. So, I mean, that is a bit unusual, but it could be a nickname.
Of course.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to come
Yes,
in
and,
next.
drinks or spirits would most definitely notice that this particular gentleman, father, has pure breed 3 of the tribe of Grandfather Thunder.
Mhm.
And we'll go from there.
I'll go next if you guys don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Enters in a road-weary looking man. Clothes are worn out clearly from months or even a year or so of travel. He looks cold, but it doesn't seem to bother him that much. It looks more than anything else, he doesn't want to be here. He's just looking for a place to be warm. After closing the door from coming in, looks around, heads towards the bar. Once he gets the attention of the bartender, just asks for a hot coffee.
He nods, walks over, grabs a cup,
he's-
puts it down, pours coffee.
Thank you very much. He's got a distinct accent of French Canadian, mixed with I guess the halting enunciation of the words that natives would use.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to hide it. For those of you that are Gru, you'd probably pick up on pure breed.
Well, pure breed is
From-
almost an automatic for Guru.
Yeah. Pure breed Wendigo, if that helps.
There's somebody in the that's coming back across into the physical that recognizes that smell.
He just sort of gauges the room, takes a seat at the corner of the bar, just so he can look across everything else, and just sort of watches everyone for now while he's drinking his coffee, trying to keep to himself.
Yeah, the bartender kind of motions for like creamer or sugar or anything for you.
No, thank you, Black.
He nods. Just refills drinks because
Yeah.
that's,
I slapped down like $6 and change, pretty much all I have anyway. Just basically keep it coming.
He shoves it back to you. Says nothing. I like this bartender. He's gonna charge drinks because drinks is getting alcohol.
Yeah.
Coffee, he's like, it's cold. I give a little leeway.
Yeah.
Everybody needs coffee sometimes. Okay.
That's my introduction for now.
That's cool. I mean, we'll interact them here shortly.
Yeah, I'll get the gauge and the rhythm of things in a bit.
Yeah, all good. Sam's actually going to walk in. He looks to be probably late teens, early 20s, if nothing else. He's got a hoodie on. You see on the hoodie it says Peterson Computer Security. He's got a messenger bag strapped around him. And the team kind of shake off the cold a little bit. Walks over. He nods to Eric. Looks, drinks, just shakes his head.
What?
Hey, nothing, man.
You want to share? Like,
Nah, no, I don't drink. I'm good.
okay.
But I'll sit with you though.
Okay, that works.
He flops his butt right next to drinks at the bar, just looking at all the drinks. Oh crap, dude.
Look, the first step is admitting you have a problem, so as long as I don't admit it, I'm good.
Hey, it stops the whole process in its tracks.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, man.
Yep.
You
You understand.
we will have to talk later because you kind of passed out before we could get to the good stuff.
Oh, well then, okay.
He kind of looks around. Most of the mortals are far enough away, mainly because, well, this is enough, Guru
There's
testosterone.
a big enough rage at the
Guru
bar.
testosterone, as I call it, yeah. To make all the humans stay on the other side of the bar. Not that there's many, there's only like 3 or 4 humans. The kinfolk is Eric, and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
You actually see him put up a glass, he pours some Coke in, and you see him grab some grenadine and pours it in for Sam. Thanks, Eric. No problem, man. Eric, Sam sits down at 10 on the bar. Eric just looks at him, goes to make exchange.
Abel
So-
comes out of a dark corner of the unseen corner of the bar.
So, things are so interesting.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. A lot of interesting information is being thrown around. I don't know if you've been keeping track of what's going on in the city with their drinks, but some craziness going on. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And then, as if somebody rang the dinner bell, the back door just gets slammed open.
What information? What secret? What?
Info? Huh? What?
The dude that comes walking in, he's got a button-up shirt, he's got a vest, some gloves on. He obviously just woke the fuck up. The right side of his head hair is sticking straight up like some cow licked him. He's just gonna walk. He doesn't care who he sits next to. He's just gonna walk over, sit on the stool, say, "Eric, I need more coffee, please."
Need to pour some more coffee.
Thank you. And it's going to be gone within 30 seconds.
Everybody looks like they died.
Abel looks like he's still looking a little glassy-eyed and hangover, but he's fine.
Hey man, walking around in the snow all this time and hitchhiking, that'll make you look dead.
Oh.
Sam kind of looks around. He doesn't have a way to sense anything. He can just kind of look. Looks like we're okay. We came across some information last night for drinks that could be pretty dangerous. There is a moot being called, and all of the Iron Tower is assembling. It looks at you.
Okay, what did you guys find out? Or
We tracked the creature to a location, but the location is, well, it was way out of our capabilities to handle it.
what was it?
A law firm. Fully pain infested. Screaming of problems.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Probably at that point, Andre, with his excellent steering, probably turns to the direction of drinks with spirits. And sorry, William, I can't. What was your
Sam.
character's name again?
Sam.
And he probably has kind of like that look of, oh, right. And I'm assuming that Sam has pure greed.
Nope.
Out of curiosity,
My one character that doesn't have pure breed.
computer nerd is all I'm saying.
Super geek.
Fucking glasswalkers. Anyway.
Yep.
Hey,
Anyway, either way, you probably do see this, well, from your perspective, it's very difficult for you to mistake him for being anything but a Shadow Lord. Kind of looking in your general direction. It's kind of like a, okay.
You're welcome to come on over there, sir. Join the talk.
And Andre
He just kind of looks at you.
gets up out of his seat and starts walking over to the group. You know, he'll probably look over his shoulder towards, people that he knows are human. Sorry for not doing a hell of an introduction.
Here, there's a little leeway. It's understood.
This isn't a sept or anything, it's just a bar, so you're good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it still safe? I know the gestures towards the bartender. He is family, but
Yeah, same note. Eric is awesome. Eric just fine.
Eric, I need more coffee.
It'll be safe.
Eric, coffee.
It'll be safe, just kind of keep your voice down,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could get them out of here. He looks to the few humans there.
I don't
Who's giving me like a 10-foot burst?
Case.
I'm pretty sure.
Either way, I think a formal introduction is necessary. My name is Andrei Kalinfersk. Hamid Arun.
Jason, I cannot hear a word you're saying.
Sorry, is my microphone not working?
You were kind of whispering at one point. It just got kind of quiet.
There was loads of people as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's like lagging or anything on my end.
It was just you were just a bit really quiet. That was all.
Okay, I'll do it again. My name is Andrei Arun Kliath Ahmed, the Shadow Lords.
Same nonsense. Books to drink.
Drinks of spirit, most people the drinks. Child of Gaia, Theurge, Foster.
Named Samuel Peterson. I don't have any cool titles. I'm just a little, baby. He just smells.
Yeah.
I'm a pup. Last walker.
So he was having problems with law firm Baines.
No. There's a law firm within the city that we believe not only has killed some fellow Garud, but also possibly have kidnapped one of them.
Wait a second. Let me guess. This one is Wolfram and Hart?
He nods.
Very.
That's fan-fucking-tastic as he lowers his head onto the bar.
Eric, coffee.
Pretty much.
Or coffee. Like, I got another bottle of brewing. Jeez, you gotta wait.
On seeing the gathering of the rest of the individuals and those of you with pure breed, I do get up and make my way over and just the nod sort of wiggle my way in because I overhear a couple of the introductions and etiquette's etiquette, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. In these parts, I go by Jonathan Barefoot.
Stormtail's looking at his feet to see if he's wearing shoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hold
I'm wearing winter boots.
Okay.
Like those 1980s Moonwalker boots.
That's impressive.
Hey, yeah, no, goodwill. I'm Jonathan Barefoot, storyteller of the Wendigo people, from Cliath, the nation. Well met. Hello.
Howdy.
oh,
We'll see. Everybody goes through their introductions.
Yeah.
It's easier because honestly, it'd be us repeating it 4 or 5 times. So.
Yeah, I was assuming I heard them doing it. That's why I made.
We'll just say everybody heard everybody, and we'll all introduce.
That way you don't have to redo it.
Yeah.
Stormtail points out he's a Korax, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Abel will
Raven
say,
people.
yeah.
Sun stealers. Nice.
Abel will say, hi, little brother. Abel Griffin, blah blah blah. London Nation is Sintolo, aka Horned Serpent. Out of character, Sintolo is the same thing as a Capeno.
Okay. Oh yeah, Horned Serpent. Yeah.
So
Horned Serpent people, though. Yeah.
So Stormtail's gonna pull his freaking notepad out of his vest jacket or vest pocket again, flip open like up to the 5th or 6th page, pull out a pen, and be like, "So Sam, what is it you said you found out about this freaking law firm that's giving me so much headache lately?"
It's bane infested. It is possibly, well, we believe we tracked the killer of some fellow Ken, and he kind of just looks back to make sure the humans are staying where they should. They are, because I don't want them to be involved, so fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and we also believe they captured one of the Windswept Frost people.
Fantastic. This is what the moot thingy, whatever that is. That's tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
He nods.
Oh boy.
The
So
the entire sept of Iron Tower is mobilizing.
Okay. Not today though, right?
We are mobilizing to meet on Windswept Frost to discuss things.
Okay, got it. Okay. So, just for when we get there.
I should say what we tracked, so that way everybody understands. We tracked a skin dancer.
A what?
A skin dancer.
I heard that thing was.
Yeah. And we found some bodies. Oh, never do I want to go into that kind of scene.
Forgive my ignorance, but
Oh, skin dancer? It's basically, from what I've heard, a kinfolk that got tired of getting treated poorly, so they skinned a bunch of Guru and made themselves one.
That's gruesome and
and
terrifying.
Andre actually kind of stays silent there for a moment, and he probably maybe out the corner of his eye just to see where Eric is.
He's passing back and forth, filling everybody's drinks and stuff.
Okay. Does it look like he's paying attention to what's being said?
It's kinfolk, he may be
I
hearing.
need to roll to do that.
Yeah, I'd say roll. Just to see if you notice.
Okay, empathy or subterfuge or just alertness?
We'll do perception, empathy. Because obviously when he hears stuff like that, he would react. Obviously he heard the fact that kinfolk, and you could actually see him kind of like visibly shake and kind of get disgusted look. AKA, he's a good kinfolk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we treat Eric well, so he treats us well.
Oh, so well treated, well checked.
Yes, he's a well-treated kinfolk. You know?
Yes.
He's the goddamn bartender. We don't piss him off.
Yeah.
No.
All he has to do is snap his fingers, and then every other Garu kicks you out.
Yep.
The
For
most
two new
powerful
players,
kinfolk.
just so you know, no matter how you heard about this place, you do know it is the Stormcrow specifically is like I said, safe haven, but it's also, if you fuck up, no matter who you are, no matter who, it doesn't matter, you will be dealt with. That is the exact
It's kind
feeling
that's
you
kind
got.
of. I think that's kind of like one of the tenets of the litany. I mean, if a place is designated as being like a Karen or a sacred place or a
Yes, that's basically what it is.
it's basically
It's like a
you don't
neutral
need-
zone.
You don't
Yeah.
need to. We don't have no, but I don't think anyone here has common sense. Yeah.
Oh.
Speak for yourself, Raven. It comes with the territory.
And then I'm in the den of the enemy. I'll just keep a low profile.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
just
I
letting
know.
you know, just in case, because I mean, I know all the other players knew this, so I just want to make sure you guys knew. I mean, yeah, it is common sense or just common knowledge, but I
Yeah.
figured it was important for you to remind us.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, it was not good last night. Not good. Oh, I don't want to see shit like that again, ever, if I can. I am not made for that, honestly.
Shit, you
Put
shouldn't
me in front of a
even been saying
computer.
shit like that.
Put me in front of a computer and I'm good. I mean, even Nikolai was puking his guts out. That's how
Sam.
bad it got.
It was Nikolai.
Sam, I really don't want to have to ask you this question, but when you said there were bodies there, how much was left of them? As he's rubbing his eyes.
There was one body there, and it was missing everything on the inside, including the eyeballs. However, we did
Alright.
find insides inside a bathtub. Hence our massive vomiting that ensued afterwards. And we learned
better-
that place has a tricky window. Don't go near it. So I'm just kidding.
What do you mean?
I mean, Wild One almost fell to his death, and then Nikolai almost fell to his death out of that damn window.
Okay.
It was
Wow.
bad. It was bad. But we did, from what Wild One was able to explain to us, he tracked, as he put it, bad things, which I can only imagine are probably bangs, something like that.
Makes sense, yeah.
And we tracked it all the way to the law firm. When we got there in the Umbra, the law firm was, no better term, it looked like the worm was being reincarnated.
Yeah, that makes sense with what I've heard about it.
Okay then.
I mean, that's what it looked like. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it was, but that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like
No, Sam, that
the
sounds
worm
about
was
right.
jumping, the worm was getting ready to pop out and say hi to everybody.
So, okay. So that moot tonight. Who's in charge of these things?
The elders.
What are all their names? And who's been around here the longest?
Points to drinks.
Oh, damn it. Hang on. I know I'm in character, I just don't know them out of character. Yeah, Drink's just kind of like, at this, he's fucking,
We could just say you say the names.
yeah, that works.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
was gonna say, like,
For
I was
those
gonna
who
have
need the
them
names, we can get Holly to list them. But right now, she's going through some other stuff. So
it's on the forums, like, it's in the Sept info, I think.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Well, you can walk in at any time at this point. Basically, we're all just sitting, talking, and dreading what poor Sam had to run across last night. Poor Sam. He does not have the stamina for that.
Sorry to not doing this in character, but sorry to interject, but Is there any indication that these might be from the past? These powers or enemies?
We don't know any more than that right now. I don't think anybody's really investigated. The one elder from the Windswept who is going to investigate is the one that's missing.
Many. Reason why I'd say is many lores and monsters and locations were lost upon the coming of your people to this land, and over time there was many things lost. I know they're lost, I just don't know what. My elders have spoken about it repeatedly, so maybe something to look at.
Honestly, I couldn't say for certain. All I know is that if it is something of that, it would make sense with the amount of trouble we saw within the Umbra. I would definitely not put it past to be something older. I've heard reports as well, Stormtail, about this law firm. Nothing is coming good of it in all respects.
Here's what I can tell you guys. Both the vampires and the mages are having issues with this law firm.
Jesus.
And
I realised we were on speaking terms with the leeches. The town rapists.
we collectively know they just kind of threw a bunch of information my way, and if even only an eighth of it is accurate, things are going tits up on their side of the town. But yeah, I need to take this to the elders because that's why I was asking.
That's what the mood is about tonight.
Carletta walks in.
Yeah.
Sam kind of looks. Oh, I know this one. Seen her before. Don't worry, she's in a roundabout way with us. Meow. He just kind of looks at everybody.
Well.
Stormtail throws his arms up in the air like, victory!
What?
Andrew just stands there and he has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Oh, poor cat.
Fucking two of those guys, god damn it, what the fuck? The first nap and now this one, god.
Well,
So,
I don't know about her. I mean, I've only met her once. She didn't seem too bad, so.
Can she keep a secret?
Sam kind of looks at you. Scarletta, right?
Yeah,
Can you keep the secret?
I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, then you're better off than the other one.
Yep, you are perfectly welcome to join the friend group over here.
Yeah,
You can come talk.
yeah.
Welcome to the cool kid table.
Yeah, we have another your kind around here who apparently doesn't know how to shut up.
Oh, he's a bird.
No. Another of your kind around here.
But he's a bird. He's a chatterbox.
Oh, well,
You
we do
take
have
that
other
back.
points of the bird. That's why I was trying to specify.
Oh.
Poor Stormcat. He just got
Everybody thinks all I do is blab.
You're correct. That's what they do. But yeah, so the moot will be held tonight. It is to discuss all the stuff I'm telling you now. But from what we saw, this is going to take a lot. We may have, I mean, not that I know any of you will mind too much, but there may be some deaths on our side. From what I saw, it was not going to be an easy task.
Being new to the territories, what should I bring for the elders for a gift, so I can at least attend?
I think just bring yourself at this point. I don't think they're so much worried about gifts right now because they got other things on their mind. Don't quote me on that. I would say
Still,
just
traditions.
I'd say. I don't know the elders' drinks. My elders, I just can bring them, a computer or something, and they're happy.
I mean, I live on the Iron Tower too, and this is taking place at the One Step Cross, so I'm.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know them that well to actually try and guess what they want for a gift.
I mean, I'd say just as long as you make the effort. I don't think it matters what you bring them. As long as it's an effort made, I don't think they'll have an issue with it. It's at least you're making.
It's mostly Wendigo Sept, isn't it?
Hmm?
It's mostly Wendigo Sept, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring something
Yeah,
Wendigo
out of
would like.
character, it is mostly when you.
No, Drinks was asking that in character.
I believe it is. I can't recall quite specifically, but I'm pretty
Tobacco,
sure.
sage, or a story. I understand.
There you go.
Yep, there you go.
You'll be good to go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as long as
Don't carry anything. Story, I suppose it is.
But yeah, it's pretty nasty. There are all kinds of. I mean, if Stormtail's right, and even the leeches and the finger wagglers are worried about this place, then it's probably a bigger concern than we realize.
Well, and especially since what you're talking about with this skin dancer,
Oh.
that verifies some of the crap that the vampires are throwing my way, because they were saying there's probably somebody. The way that they phrased it was that there might be a traitor within the congregation, and I was like, that seems, nah. But then you bring this up, and it's just, I really want him to be wrong.
Is there
okay.
any proof of that?
We found a skinned body just barely inside the bond of Windswept Frost, according to what I've heard.
The spirits are also worried of a skin dance presence in the city, and a possible hunter.
Joy. Party. Sam.
A hunter.
I may start drinking.
Possible one. But
Hunter.
Yeah.
there is they started off with the skin dancer first as a worry.
Possible it's the same person.
Could be. Nothing's been confirmed yet, from what I've heard. We're more focusing on right now the skin dancer lead because the fact that it was able to get that close to the bond without any issues is what's kind of setting alarm bells off. I mean, you don't usually get that close to a bond, especially being of that kind of corruption, and not kick in alarms and have a bunch of very big pissed off werewolves killing you.
Yeah. How long has the rumors been going around about this killer?
Let's see. I've only been here a couple weeks now, and from what I heard, it's been going on since before that.
Well, who are the monster hunters here?
Oh, I'm the dependent guy. Give me
there's what do you call those things? Cameras in the cities, yes?
Yes.
Been able to track movements of any suspicious people?
Like I said, I was only made recently aware of the skin dancer problem. I've been trying to hack in and see what I can do. It's not as easy because apparently, with Stormtail confirming, apparently the leeches and the will workers are getting involved, so it will probably make my job a little harder, but I'm not giving up. I'm persistent. So I'll try and get some cameras. Unfortunately, I don't think there are a lot of cameras near the sept, so that's kind of what draws it out. At least if I have a location now, which I do, I can start working back from there and figuring out, I mean, I'll do what I can, but like I said, I mean, there's only so much I'm able to do, and if they got counteractions to what I have, then I mean, it will be a computer fight.
I'm just okay. Sorry, go ahead.
They have counters to a lot of things there.
Of
As far
course.
as if you're talking about the,
I'm not talking about directly checking the law firm. I'm talking about where we, the place where Calamity Jane is her name, where the
Got it.
guru that we were originally found out about the skin dancer. Calamity Jane was the guru who died and was found on the bond. We found one of her possible locations, so I can at least get a general extrapolation from there. I know it headed straight for the law firm because we tracked it through the Umbro that way. Here's the weird thing. It knew we were there. Well, it knew someone had been there ahead of time. Basically, you're getting all the same information.
This is the skin dancer we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a skin dancer or something else. Wild One, unfortunately, when you meet him, you'll understand his ability to use the English language is a little rough. So he tries to find right.
What does he speak?
Bear.
Oh, Bear.
Yeah.
He just looks at you, Bear.
He's a Grawl.
Not.
Animal-born Grawl.
Yeah, I think he spent too much time in the wilds. Where, his use of the English language is a little limited. But he is.
On the plus side, you'll know him when you see him. Just look for the guy with the green afro.
And the really huge guy with the green afro.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But the good news is he's on our side.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, he's let's have him on our side.
For now, I suppose, yeah. Until objectives change on all sides.
I don't know, he likes me, so... I taught him about the evils of cocaine. So.
But yeah.
Sounds like you have a lot of problems on your...
Yeah, what he said.
Yep.
You could, yeah, that's a little bit. I mean, okay. Oh. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I said, I've only been here a little bit, so I'm trying to catch up on what I missed. I don't know exactly what was going on.
Well, Sam, if you need help setting up cameras any place, since I can get to places easier, I can try and help you out sometime. I'm gonna be honest. For right now, okay, I apologize because Sam, other than you, I haven't met any of you all before. And I'm not saying that I have any reason to not trust anyone, but I have, like any of you, I should say, but I have reason to not. He just kind of puts his head on the
Trust but verify is what you're basically saying.
Yeah, which is right now with all of the stuff that I've learned over the last 2 days, it might not even be a skin dancer. It could be something potentially worse. And he's just got this wide grin on his face, like, this is fucking stupid.
What are you thinking?
I mean, honestly, I think that's probably another reason why the move is going to happen is because a lot of this needs to get brought up, a lot of this needs to get talked about. And
we have to consolidate our information.
Yes, because there's a lot of pieces going from here to there to everywhere, but we need to find out something. I mean, as far as I know, from what I've been able to ascertain from everything I've heard, is there's an elder from the Windswept Frost missing. We believe this elder was taken by the very, if not the very same thing, but at least by one of the things working in conjunction with the skin dancer. The skin dancer already has 3 bodies. One of them being a fellow guru.
And we don't know the motives behind the taking of them?
Not yet. We've been trying to determine what exactly their purpose is first. I mean, right now they're just being skin dancers and skinning people and picking them. organs. Well, scooping the organs out.
We can assume certain things.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
kidnapping and taking of things is to cause confusion and panic.
probably
Yeah.
it would make sense.
Mhm.
Maybe there's a hope that they're trying to split alliances as well.
That's definitely a big possibility. I mean, it would make sense. You know, kind of get us to turn on ourselves. I mean, it's the best
Well,
way.
you know how some of us get.
That's
Yeah.
Can't find something out, we get worked up, everyone gets mad.
no, that's
You know.
guys. That pretty much is their plan.
Well,
That's the exact plan.
then we have to
Um,
show them that that's not going to happen. And I think that this move tonight will help ensure and reinforce
Yeah.
that we will stand as a united front. They are not just
Um,
attacking us. I mean, this is attacking Gaia herself and all of Gaia's chosen.
Yeah.
This is a direct slap in our face, and I think we need to punt kick him in the nuts, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good plan.
By the way, in introductions, just because everybody else did, I forgot to mention, Sam does mention he is a Ragabash. He is a Noonan, so. Sorry, it just randomly dawned on me, dumbass.
I think I forgot to mention Drinks is a Hamid, so yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Hamid and he's a Ragabash, so. Yes. But yeah, so hopefully the mood will help answer a lot of questions that we still have, like why are they doing this, what's going on. If not, then I see us making a concerted effort to get as much information as we can about this law firm and what kind of connections they have, why are they targeting us, so on and so forth. Like I said, I'll be doing the camera thing, I'll be doing all my computer stuff as much as I can. I will be talking to some of from my pack and my tribe that are within the Iron Tower and see if they can't help me. But I mean, yeah, it's just it's bothering and it's disconcerting that they can, in a sense, get to us on our own turf. They were able to get close enough to the bomb to drop off a body. That really bothers me.
Means a couple of things. Either the spirits they're invisible to, or the spirits don't mind their presence.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we can't, we don't know. We don't know.
The latter,
we don't have the ability. So.
the latter is disturbing in and of itself. The first one's not even better.
Both are pretty disturbing if you think about it. If the spirits don't know, then how the hell are they doing it? And if the spirits just don't care, that.
Got bigger problems there.
Yeah, we're seriously compromised.
Bigger problems, or we're looking at it wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's about all we can do for now. I mean, right now, the most I can say is prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I don't know what's going to happen at the moot. I do know that many of us, at least myself, Nikolai, McKenna, and Wild One, are not happy with what we found and not happy with what we uncovered. Because, as much as I hate to say it, it does point to corruption within Windswept Frost.
And who are the elders in... who's in control of the Windswept Frost?
They're listed in the werewolf form, but
No, okay. I'll assume you tell me.
Yeah, they'll listen.
Yeah.
I don't think all of them are, but it does concern me. I mean, even if one is, that's enough.
Windswept Frost sounds like there's Wendigo elders there.
Mm-hmm. It's
here's a
mostly
question.
It is.
It's a Windows.
Okay, so we, our folk we can do like rituals and gifts and whatnot, but okay. So I'm just gonna let my nerd flag fly for a moment. Who here knows what a zone of truth is?
I do. Or some nerd to that.
Uh,
It is. I know what it is out of character, but Andre won't know what it is here.
Yeah, this is Stormtail in character. He is by
No.
fucking nerd. But yeah, he's like so.
You mean like
He
a
would speak
stealth
to,
or
so he
something?
would go, yeah, I know what it is.
Okay, so zone of truth. Pretty much draw a circle in the sand. If you're standing in it, you cannot lie. Do we know anybody that can do this?
No, but I know we have plenty of fun. So,
yeah,
but can-
Philodox can sense truth. I know McKenna's done it a couple times.
As for that certain, I'm
Uh,
guessing it's a right you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there because
Okay.
because this is the thing, and Stormtail, because he's upset, he gets very animated with his hands while he's talking. So anybody sitting immediately next to him is in danger. So here's what I'm thinking: we don't know who we can trust. We have a skin dancer with multiple bodies, and somebody that can get really close without us knowing it.
possibly the skin dancer himself. We
Yeah.
don't know, but I mean, the body was left, and it was a skinned body. That's what first brought us
Yeah,
to the skin.
but Sam, follow me on this.
I got you.
And I apologize because I do not mean to impugn anybody's integrity, but we have no idea across the board who is or is not compromised in one way or another right now, other than who we personally trust. But I'll be honest, I've been here for 4 or 5 days.
mhm. And I'm new, so I would be suspect. I understand.
And I get that. And of the few people that I've met, I thought things seemed like a pretty stable guy. Turns out he just went and kamikazed himself last night.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah, what?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. Scratch that.
That hasn't been made known public yet.
No, and that's my fault. I apologize. Just scratch
Scratch
all of that up until I didn't mean to impugn on anybody's integrity.
I'll assume in character that was just a burp. We didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So I apologize. That is entirely my fault. I fucked up.
No problem.
So I don't mean to impugn on anybody's integrity, but we don't know who here is viable. There's a lot of people that are apparently really new. Like you guys just showed up today. I've been here for all of 5 days. I'm not going to. I will perfectly understand if at this moot everything I have to say becomes completely under suspect, and that's why I wanted to know if we have that circle or something like that, so that because I'm going to throw a lot of information out that no one is going to like, and I don't want them to point at me and call me a liar.
All
I'm
I
sure
can say
there's
is,
somebody
I'm trying to see whether or not I'm going outside my character's knowledge. Give me a second here.
gotcha. Go ahead, Tiger. Sorry. Tiger, you can go ahead and talk. I'm trying to blow you.
Wendigo lore 3 rituals. Yeah, I think I would know.
I think he froze.
Yeah, I think he froze too, because unless he's just holding his hand in that one position.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. I'm
really
not saying
tiring
anything
after.
esoteric. I'm trying to go through the line of logic.
Gotcha. No
You
problem.
being a raven shifter, I'm not certain if it would work for you, but for those of us new to the area and Guru, there is a way for us to at least gain a level of trust amongst each other, and that would be, at the very least, binding temporarily under some sort of justice or truth totem as a pack.
And
There's stories rife within my people's history, as well as the other tribes' histories of packs doing such a thing.
Frankly, it's worth a shot because, like I said, I was up all night, pretty much concerned that when I get to dropping all of this, somebody's going to chase me off of the property.
I mean, we could bond under Great Wendigo, and anyone who lies will just be eaten. So,
Well, yeah, there is that.
I mean, like I said, we do have philodoxes who will be able to
Yeah.
ascertain the truth,
Oh.
so there won't be any issues with that.
and if
Um,
that's not good enough, and you'd have to take that issue up with telling the Philodoxes they're not good enough, you could
No,
always
I'm
have
not gonna do
Thurges summon a spirit of significant power to do it. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure
That's-
we'll find ways to ascertain the exact truth.
yeah.
But yes, you are right, Stormtail. You know, a lot of us don't know each other, so I mean, you know, it's one of those where, you know, who do we trust? I mean, I can say, hey, you know, I had no involvement. I can tell you for a fact, I went and investigated the damn thing myself. I'm not happy about it. You know,
Mhm.
you only have my word for that. And I will
Exactly.
completely understand. We don't know each other, so you can't take my word. You don't know who I am.
If
Yeah, I'm a glasswalker. I mean, that says a lot right there.
Yeah.
Hey, not my fault. I was born this way.
if the issue of trust, and there could be corruption on an elder's level, how do this will be repeated, and I don't care. I'll stand by my words. How do we know a Philodox who is trying to find out whether or not there's a lie or no lie is telling the truth
and
and is not compromised?
I mean, that's the biggest question we have. I mean, how do
I
we, you know,
I say a spirit or a fetish is the only way to find out.
and I would tend to agree it's the only thing that makes sense. Something that, you know, basically is almost untouched. I mean, something that we can use that, you know, it's not being corrupted by personal beliefs or, you know, decisions.
Sun spirits should be able to tell, exposing everything to the light.
Yeah.
Fair nuts.
True, but then they might claim. But then somebody else who gets pissy about what I say might claim that since Helios and Raven buddies, that they're playing favorites.
I'm sure Wendigo would back you up as well with the sun rituals. My people do as well. They do honor the sun.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
cool. I didn't know that.
yeah, I wouldn't see a problem.
Yeah, lots of scarring and stuff, and it isn't for the faint of heart.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, that's does a lot to help put things in perspective.
I mean, honestly, it's going to come down to we don't, you know, honestly, we won't know who to trust. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's going to happen no matter what. We're just going to have to come down to the point where it's like, you know, we got to give some trust to people, and if they screwed up, well, then we know not to trust them again. But at this point, I mean, I'm taking a huge, you know, step and saying, you know, so far, I mean, you guys have given me no reason not to trust you guys, so I have no reason to doubt your word. Yes, you guys are new, but shit, I was new a week ago, and you know, this has been going on for a while. So I mean, technically, I'm the suspect too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The issue I'm seeing at the moot is literally and figuratively we're low men on the totem pole.
Yeah.
And us casting any kind of doubt towards, say, an Arden or an Athro is going to land us in a heap of amount of trouble. Even if we're right, we're still going to be in trouble.
However, we have one bonus on our side.
You do?
The bear is an Arden.
Oh.
How much does that sway at a moot, though? He's still not one of us.
With what he's done,
Still,
probably a lot. I don't know. I mean, honestly, yes. Sure.
I'm sure I can rummage around and find a numerous amount of stories on why that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, but at least we have that. McKenna was there with us. She seems to have some kind of.
I think as much as this bear shifter has credibility, there would be more merit coming from our own people than an outsider.
With that,
especially with the outsider giving the information and then another outsider verifying, this could be a problem.
Same points. There's Wild One.
Yeah. Hey, Wild One.
Hey, Wild One.
For Wild One's sake, the native guy looks like he's been dragged behind
Yes,
all
because-
of the weather outside for the past month.
Oh, so you're Wildman who's awesome.
Yeah.
That is Wild One. That is
Mm.
the bear we were speaking of.
Hmm.
Wild One. When you say you're Wild One, that's awesome. He just shrugs.
Wild
It's
One, we
winter
were-
time. He's going to be slow to respond.
Wild One, we were discussing what was encountered last night. I was kind of trying to bring them up to speed. One of the things we brought up was the fact that, unfortunately, due to many of us being, low men on the totem pole, as was
Jonathan.
mentioned. Yeah, as Jonathan mentioned, we have a feeling that if an elder of the Windswept is corrupt, as we may believe, how do we know who we can really trust?
Well, even if it's not an elder, just
I mean, yeah, no matter what. I mean, how do we know?
Any ranking member with influence.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem, is how do we know who we can trust with it, no matter who they are? I mean, it's a valid point, and, that's one of the things we're just trying to talk about and try and understand. I mean, Andre and Jonathan here, new. You got Scarletta, who's new. Stormtail, who's new. All
Andre
four
kind
of
of
those right now automatically
raises his
are.
hand towards Wild One.
All four of these guys right now are technically suspect. Even though I was there and you were there with me, technically, because I'm still new, I'm a suspect. So I mean,
Yeah.
here's the problem we're having: is who do we know who? How do we know who we can trust? I mean, could one of these guys be it? Yes, it could be. I'm not saying it is, so please nobody get offended. But I mean, any one of us could be the possible corruption or more within the mix. We don't know. I mean, if we use a Philodox to determine that, how do we know the Philodox is not the corrupt one? I mean, and I think a part of what they're trying to do is exactly this: make us question everything.
Yeah.
As much as I hate it, but it is a good point. We do
Worst
have
case
Go.
scenario. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I really don't want to constantly doubt the word of everyone else. I mean, I was there with you, Wild One. I saw what you saw, so, most of what you saw. But, so, I mean, from your reaction alone, I can tell you that I know for a fact you didn't do it. Now, mind you, these other people don't know me, they don't know you, and they weren't there to see the reaction. But the reaction I saw was someone who was validly concerned and someone who was validly pissed off to find out this information. I mean, I was pissed off too. I mean, it was all we could do to keep from, destroying the building because we were pissed. But I mean, again, these guys are all coming in and not being able to see what we saw, not being able to uncover what we uncovered. All they have is, what we have as our work.
Wild One will say, one of you here may be corrupted, and you may tell those who are in charge that I am coming. And he kind of shrugs. It does not matter. I seek the corruption at the top. We have not been celebrating the great upwelling of Gnosis that was given out. We have not had an investigation from on high, or we have not been rallied when we should. The true corruption lies at the top. I do not worry about newcomers who have little sway in the tribe. I must remove what taints the source.
Like I said, I was there. I saw what happened. I saw the reactions on everybody that was in that room with me. I have no doubts who I can trust. I mean, as I've told these guys, I mean, yeah, we may have just met, but I've noticed the concern on each and every one of these guys' faces. I would think even if someone was trying to fake it, they couldn't show the true concern these guys have shown. So I'm going to go out on a limb and trust everyone sitting here.
Yeah, I furthered that with even if temporary, we bind all willing under the newcomers under a totem to prove it if we need to.
Yeah.
At this point, Stormtail's going to turn around and look at the werecat, who hasn't said anything in like the last 20 minutes.
It's like eagle or I don't know.
Stormtail's looking at you. Because you haven't talked, everybody else has been talking. You've just been quiet and sitting there listening.
So, well, what I was going to follow up with is when he turns to look at her, he's like, I get that you guys are supposed to not say much, but I don't know. So we got Wild One's thoughts. How about you?
How do you feel about removing corruption within the camp? Sam just looked at you. I'm going to put it plainly. How do you feel about removing corruption within the sept? You for it? You against it?
I'm for it.
There we go. Now, mind you, out of character, Christina's still a little new to the werewolf thing, so.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get her involved more.
Hey, you know what? If she's playing a Bastet, that's exactly what they do. Just stay quiet the entire way until someone drags an answer out of her. And just,
Yeah, I did it.
Wild One will look to the other Farah, and he will say, "We live in Geru septs. We have our own ways that we observe what we must do for Gaia. But that we live in a Geru sept, we must observe their ways as well as our own.
Sam nods.
We should be joining packs. We should be observing what the litany says for the Geru. We must make an effort for this sept that has given us the chance to be here. This division between Farah and Geru gives opportunity for the worm to take hold, because we should not need a liaison to the Geru, because we should be living by their rules in their sept.
That's fair. Their house, their rules.
There are no packs within either sept of newcoming Geru or even established ones.
Sam nods. Yeah,
The
I
pack list.
I have yet to encounter a pack.
I think that needs to be remedied. That speaks of a deeper illness, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is because those on top do not push for packs to form, so there are no strong bonds other than what we make through temporary packs.
Sam looks.
We must rectify this.
Sam looks. I tend to agree. I think we have a pack right here.
Yep.
That's just my say, but I personally feel that we have a pack right here.
I agree with you, and as much as my people could and might look at me the wrong way, I agree. A Glasswalker and a Shadow Lord and a Wendigo make the most ridiculous pack. But if we can overcome,
and then we add a Grawl, and then we add a Korak, and then we add
if there's a way for that to happen, we would be forging a new chapter in relations in the area.
Same nods. And I think it needs to happen. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm in it.
If I could be allowed to.
Please, Andre.
Yeah, no one needs permission here.
I realize that I'm only a Cleath of this nation, and
In the same
our
voice.
history,
She says the same thing that Sam did.
our history is what it is. I
That's what
admit,
I'm
I
saying.
don't know if my ancestors, my direct ancestors, had any part in your people's suffering. And he actually gestures towards Daryl's character, whose name I've just forgotten. Excuse me.
Just John.
Yeah, John. Oh, I knew that there was a John around us. As I was saying, I don't know if any of my ancestors had any direct hand in your people's suffering. For all I know, they were still fighting leeches in the Carpathians. Now, and probably there are some of your ancestors who will probably disapprove of a pack with a Shadow Lord, Glasswalker, any of the other Wormbringer tribes, I think you can call them. But the way I see it, we're in a position here where we have common enemies.
Agreed. That's why I'm saying us three together forming a pack would look ridiculous, but goes a long way to proving a point.
Bringing all of us is going to be even more logical point.
Real quick, just to catch Tiger up with what else went on. Basically, they're all agreeing that they've pretty much decided that they don't know who they can trust if there is corruption within things. The fact that no packs are formed is a huge indication that something wrong is afoot. And in a sense, they're basically at this point in time deciding that this assemblage right here, this should basically be the forming of a pack to finally, put some kind of cohesion.
Unified front.
That's been missing.
Something. Okay.
Been just kind of rehashing the same stuff we've already talked about. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, knocks back his cherry coke, hands it to Eric, who refills it for him. I don't know about you, but I'm in.
We just need to figure out what the purpose would be then.
Well, I think the purpose for that would be pretty straightforward, wouldn't it? Find the corruption around here, get rid of it, make sure it never comes back, right?
So monster hunters?
If you want to put it that way. I mean, I truly believe that, not only should we be monster hunters, but we should be a step,
examples.
Yeah, a step towards the new future of the Guru Nation. Or of the Shifter Nation, I should say. Forgive me. You looked between the cat and the bird.
Yeah.
Shrug.
I will admit, I know next to nothing of you three, other than some very faraway tales that I've heard from various sources of my ancestors. So, forgive me if I overstep by saying something stupid. There's no ill intent meant.
I don't think anybody means any ill intent here. I mean, like I said, we all come from different walks of life. We all come from different tribes, different, associations.
Different countries.
Different countries. But we all have the same common goal in mind. To bring back what was once lost.
And to fight for Gaia.
And to fight for Gaia. I don't think anybody here has an argument about that.
Yeah, I agree. Last time something like this was attempted, we lost a tribe in these lands. We can't have that happen again. We can't have that kind of loss, and we need to heal.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's doubtful that many of the elders of... Well,
who cares? They're old.
Andre just shrugs his shoulders. They probably won't completely accept it.
But who cares? I have to agree with that.
Very desperate
I'll outright say none of my elders will accept this.
And I can tell you, I'll probably catch shit for it too. But you know what? I'm at the point where I don't care. I want to see the betterment of Gaia. I want to see the betterment of the Shifter Nation as a whole.
You're goddamn Glasswalker. You don't give a shit about your elders regardless.
Screw you.
Yeah.
From
what I
don't get me
understand,
wrong,
you just gotta talk in a couple beeps and boops, and then they'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just use some
I'll put it in
micromanagement.
computer lingo and they'll be fine.
Yeah, say you're synergizing the inner cohesion.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll figure some way to put it.
You're
Okay.
redirecting the neutron flow.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Reverse that polarity. Reverse
No,
Excuse
we're
me.
talking middle management speak, not
What?
sci-fi
Oh.
bullshit speak.
There's a
Hold on.
difference.
At this
Yes.
point, Phil, I'm
Uh,
completely lost in the tech speak, staring at you guys.
Wild one, what is it you were trying to say?
Usually packs are not this large because it is easier for there to be infighting and dissension with such a large group of people. Are we all sure that we should be one pack instead of forming two packs?
We could do that too. I mean, but then again, you got to remember, Wild One, we are also not a typical pack. I mean, look at the conglomeration that's sitting here now. This is not a typical pack in any stretch of the imagination.
This bear understands, but that does not mean that the wisdom that is given to packs not of this size does not still hold the same. I am cautioning. I am cautioning so that we understand when we do this that there are forces of personality that will have a greater chance to clash in a greater group.
Even packs of two, though, have infighting and dominant struggles. And when they get past that, become stronger. It's going to be no different. There's the old days speak of great war packs that would ravage the lands hunting of monsters and were highly successful. And as packs got smaller and smaller, more division happened, more competition between packs occurred. It's clear here now everyone's walking the individual path, and that's as things got smaller, things got worse.
Well,
It's the same thing
and
that
if it,
we have these stories of
A larger pack means larger
my
resources,
ancestors
from knowledge to
for control of the
material.
Carpathians.
Yeah.
They fought against vampires, very strong vampires.
Jason, we can barely hear you.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit.
Am I? Hang on, let me
Yeah.
close down a few windows and I'll actually start again. Yeah, my connection seems to be fine.
And we're getting some
I got it.
sound
I got it.
from Tiger.
Sounds like Mario Brothers.
No, it wasn't Tiger. It was
me.
sandwich in the can.
So, to continue, or start again as it were, it's the case with my tribe as well. In ancient times, the Dark Ages, so I am told, my tribe fought against the leeches of the Carpathians. They were powerful creatures. They still are in many regards. Certain parts of the mountains around the Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, Serbia, places like that. They're dangerous, even for our kind. I've heard stories of certain Ragabath theurges coming up with ways to protect their own people by giving them a substance which was poisonous to vampires, but completely harmless to Gauru or kinfolk. Methods that they use to track them down, the vampires. It was like a several 100-year game of chess between different generations, still being played now. There's no telling whether there'll be checkmate soon, but Shadow Lords do control a large swath of my home country. And a large part of the Carpathians themselves. We should treat this like any other adversary, any other war. We may have differences of opinions, differences of tribes, ethnic groups, but we all share a same goal, which suppose we do have some voice of reason here. There are many of us. There will be infighting for positions. Who is Alpha? Who is Beta? Who is Omega? But perhaps we can find a solution, alternative solution. If we are not to be a permanent pack, then perhaps we should be a temporary enterprise, a temporary pack, as it were, under a spirit which wishes to purge Minneapolis, this sept, this corruption. After we have gotten past that period, then perhaps we can decide about where our future lies with us.
Cannot. That actually makes sense. I mean, even, as Andre said, some kind of temporary thing. I mean, we don't have to make it an official, all the time pack. But I would definitely say that, at least temporary wise, we all trust each other here. At least, we all kind of are in the same boat. We're all kind of new, except for Wild One there. It's just Wild One.
Yeah.
This bear thinks there have been too many temporary packs. If there is wisdom in one great pack, then there will be one great pack. But temporary packs have... There is a rush of working with the pack, and then there is a letdown and separation. So if there is to be a pack, I wish to be part of a permanent pack.
A compromise, perhaps. A permanent foundation for a pack under this, with individuals capable of rotating out if they see that their motivations or their overall life goals don't mash up. We have a initiation into and an initiation exit, both to appease the spirits as well as ourselves. Those of us that want to be permanent will be permanent, and we will accept membership if people want to help out and then leave.
Which, don't... I'm going to paraphrase actually a little bit of what I just typed in, but looking between Jonathan and Wild One, it's like, I see where you both are coming from on this, and believe me, I really want to help out, but from everything I know about my people, I mean, I've only been doing this for a little while. From everything I know, we tend to get distracted with another goal, another thing that we need to go find. And I don't want to jump in on something and then make it feel like you guys are going to be abandoned if I have to, follow my nose. And
let me alleviate a little bit of your concern with a little bit of knowledge from one of the tribes from the Guru Nation. We have a tribe, the Silent Striders, that are basically messengers, rovers, travelers, and constantly wanderlust. They become pack mates, either temporary or permanent, and even though they wanderlust around and they're not always physically with their pack, they're still pack members. So doing your own thing is fully capable and possible inside of a pack. You don't have to be with your pack all of the time. You're spiritually with your pack.
Yeah, I think what people are misunderstanding is the fact that when we're talking about a pack, everybody thinks that we're all constantly doing all the same things.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is a pack, but we all have our individual goals and motives outside of what the pack is. As long as we're not, and I'm going to put this bluntly, as long as we're not fucking over our pack, then I don't see why anyone would have an issue with, hey, you want to do this for your, to raise your status, raise your rank. I don't see anybody here having an issue with that. We all seem to be pretty much on the same page.
It's basically becoming family, but more than family. You're not always going to be with them, but you're always going to have their back.
I cannot join a permanent pack. I will fight by your side, and I will swear my fealty to you while I'm in the city, but my mother may ask me to leave at any time, and I listen to the spirit that raised me.
Hi, Nephthys.
Hi, Nep.
Hello.
Jesus Christ, where did you come from?
Yeah.
And Nephthys will look at Drinks and say,
for a second.
Yeah.
And who are you?
Nephthys will look at drinks and say meow, and we'll look at the person who doesn't have a name up.
Oh, sorry. I did have a name up.
It hasn't shown at all there.
None of my stuff. I even put a profile picture up and it didn't load.
Yeah, nothing trying out.
Nothing.
It's Jonathan, by the way.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Jonathan.
Yeah, his character.
And Nephthys will say, I am Nephthys, daughter of the cat who walks by herself and all things are alike to her.
Okay. So basically, freelance consultant.
Essentially.
Okay.
I mean, is there anybody that has any other concerns that we should bring up? I mean, if we are going to go with this idea, I think everybody should have an input in this. Yes, as
Agreed.
it was stated, there will be someone will have to eventually pick to be the alpha, the beta, the omega, and so on. So,
Yeah.
but I think for right now,
I will
think it
go out and
depends
say
entirely
I
on
will
these.
take myself out of the leadership race altogether. I would be better suited for morale, rallying, stories from the past to help solve things. But I do like to follow traditions to some degree. And if we have a Philodox, perhaps when we're not at war, that would be the best person for leadership.
Traditionally, it's always been an our rule that leads packs.
so we don't have to
With
have
the
a tradition.
exception of, certain founded packs which are less martial. should I say.
I mean, but Andre, you got to think of it this way:
No.
we're not exactly a traditional pack at all.
Higher on the spirit that we are taking.
Yeah. Well, that's why I suggest the Philodox. They are a bridger of disputes, and they're supposed to walk down the middle. So even if we're going to have other shifters with us, Philodox or Philodox-like, like I said, I don't know much about you others. But an individual that has that capacity should probably be the ones aiming for leadership role.
That would make
Because they're able to
sense
see
in the
both sides of the situation. They're not an extremist on any way. We don't have the constant questioning of everything. We don't have the constant cry for martial law. Although during that time, maybe the individual that is the martial-minded should take over for combat. Just saying.
That would make sense in this situation, I think.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm not planning on going for alpha because I am more of a support role as well. I mean, I can assist with the, with the tech stuff. I can assist with, other means, stuff like that.
I mean,
I'm a pretty
I-
sociable person, so I can talk to others. I am a questioner of everything. That is my job, and I will gladly do that. I will keep questioning everything because that's what I do.
I mean,
I'm
I
more
will
of a support.
lead if necessary, but I'd prefer better suited.
Yeah, I think we should all, kind of accept where we, accept what we were created to do. I'm a Ragabash, I'm a Glasswalker. Technology and questioning are my thing. Jonathan here, he could take the role, but, he even admits that he's more of, the support role.
Before my change, when I would go out on recreational endeavors, trying to get my nose into places that they shouldn't be, I understand the mechanics of trying to lead a group with an immediate goal in mind, but
As you said before, your
I'm-
calling will sometimes lead you away.
honestly, what I'm thinking is right now, with what everybody has said, Wild One, you've honestly presented yourself as being the most sure of what you know.
And he wants permanence. That's not a bad idea.
You want the foundation, you want that permanence, and you know what you're talking. Very much seems like you know what you're talking about. What?
This bear has been the alpha of every temporary pack we have had, other than when my brother Drinks with Spirits has led.
So you have experience as well.
which would mean that we have, at least from my perspective, an alpha and a beta, though which is left up to the two of you.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I don't know what, other than Alpha, I'm not familiar with a lot of these titles, but honestly, Wild One, you have the right nose for how to find things and how to, and you just said it yourself, you've led before as well. I would back that.
I can vouch for Wild One's ability to lead and his willingness to consult with others for things he does not know.
Sam nods. I can as well.
Sounds agreed. I'm new here, but like I said, I would rather someone else lead unless necessary. I'm better for coming to. I'm better about past issues than I am about current.
Sam looks at everybody. Okay, because I'm the questioner, and I'm just honestly bored and just kind of curious to find out. I think we should hear from everybody on their opinions on so far what we've determined, just
Agreed.
to make sure we're all still on the same page. I don't want anybody to experience something from the get-go and then we all be fucked later on. I'd rather get it all cleared up now and deal with it now. So is there any concerns or questions anybody has about what we are talking about doing at this moment?
It's everyone's input, please. Just
Yes, everyone.
try not to stay silent. Everyone's input, please.
Yeah. I mean, I want to hear from everybody. I've spoken, Wild One spoken.
We blabbermouth wolves. We've been talking all the time. So
Just start
Wild
from the
One?
left of the group chat and just go across.
Wild One will look at Abel, which is Sandwich's character, and he will say, "Are you sure that you can be in a pack with me, as I have killed your brother?"
I'm the person mind that I know Henry. He was always headstrong and always led with his forehead. He made his own decisions. I wasn't here to influence him, so I can't really be put out with you.
no hard feelings at all.
Be honest. I
Definitely
mean,
not.
you can say you have hard
be
feelings.
honest.
Nobody's going to be upset about it.
Worst
Yeah,
comes to worst, a rite of contrition could probably solve the issue.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I have no contrition.
even though like I love Wild One to death, but if he came up to me and said, "Hey, I just murdered your mom," there'd be a few hard
Yeah.
issues. But
I'm not ruling out right of contrition. I actually wouldn't mind that, but I'm just saying with the situation I'm not put out with the decisions made on both sides. Yeah, I'm put out.
Wild One
enough.
will say, "I am not contrite. He challenged me to a duel to the death, and I killed him."
Well, that sounds official. Then that's okay.
Yeah, that's
if it
why.
was official, then
That's another reason why I'm not saying
We
that.
went to the mound. It was official before all Garu to see.
That's why I'm not.
I mean, but we're just saying, Abel, is the fact that we understand that you're, even though your brother did what he did and made his own decision, we understand that you're going to have, you're going to be a little upset because it's still your brother. Like, Drink said, if Wild One walked up and said, "I killed your brother," I'd be a little upset, yeah. But, the fact that you can look past it is very much,
we just need to know that it's not going to affect the pack in any way.
Or it's exploitable from an enemy manipulating you into getting crazy angry about it.
No, I understand. It's not gonna. I'm actually looking past it. I'm looking to the possibilities of this pack and making sure the pack is secure.
Good.
Okay.
Andre, you've been putting some input in, but I want like I said, I want to know from everybody. I want to hear from everybody. Everybody will end up will saying something one way or the other. I don't care if I have to force it out of you, damn it, but we want to know that. That way we know for a fact. That way there's no question, and as you know, as
Yes,
Jonathan put
yes.
it, that way there's no corruption later on.
I don't know you people very well, but given the present situation, it is necessary for us to come together, and not knowing any of your strengths, your weaknesses, I cannot say with any degree of certainty whether who is being considered for alpha, beta, whatever, is the right one or the wrong one. I will still join this pack for our own survival as much as my own. My only question is, who, in the great cosmology of Mother Gaia, are we taking as our spirit, as our focus? That is the
Who should we
only question
seek?
that I have.
Yeah, that would be a good question. We'll get to that in a minute, though.
Yeah,
That was one of the questions I had. Don't worry, Andre. That was one of
that's
the
a good
questions I
one.
had.
I think we need. I think we need to know how. You guys need to know how many dots of totem can be donated.
Yeah.
House rule, they're not worrying about the totem background thing.
Yeah, but you still need to donate dots to get decent spirits.
Yeah, you need the dots to make the spirit actually have any sort of
You
traits.
don't need to have dots to join a pack,
Okay.
but you do need the dots to actually buy the spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll worry about that all out of character. Sam looks okay. Andre, you spoke. Stormtail, you've already kind of put in a little input, but like I said, I'm just going to go around the room to everybody, and I will put in my say, even though you guys have pretty much figured it out by now. Stormtail, we know your group, your tribe tends to be a little questionable. We've already told you that we don't care about that. I mean, as long as your goals don't. I mean, I don't want to put it this way, but as long as what's best for the pack is not at stake, if it's just what you want, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I know I want to do my own thing, and but I'm not going to mess up what we have started.
And I understand that. Like, he rubs his eyes because again he's still fucking tired as all hell. So as far as for immediate goals, my concern is the fact that, like you are all saying, elders are gonna pretty much scoff at this idea, and I really, I really don't want to try and make it sound like I'm playing myself up, but this, I'm not going to lie, I might not survive this moot, depending on how well people take the information that I'm going to throw their way. And because, I mean, you guys, I don't know how much you guys know about Corax, but I cannot fight. I'll be honest, fighting is not my thing, but as long as everyone is okay with the fact that my biggest contribution is going to be digging my nose into something and finding out where the bad thing is at so I can point everybody at it, then that's fine.
In
I
the
guess
old days, legends of the birth of the shifters. I don't know much about the others, but what I do know is the Gru were born to be the warriors of Gaia. You do not need to worry about having to fight. From what I understand, that's not your role. That's ours. That's not saying you can't fight or don't need to fight. I'm just saying don't worry that you can't.
Okay.
And information in and of itself is a pretty powerful weapon. Just knowing what we're going to go up against or what we need to do to prepare is helpful.
Yep.
Super helpful.
It's why we always look to our Thurges or our seers or our scouts or our gallards for our storytellers, because that's the keepers of our information, of our history, of our presence, and now spirits, and you name it, enemy movements.
I guess the root of it, and he looks very much like he's, well, I guess to simplify, he looks kind of upset. But I don't want my inexperience to be the thing that causes this pack to fail, because believe me, from everything I've seen, I understand that this pack is probably more important than, frankly, any of the individual members' lives right now.
There's a saying out there: learn by doing.
None of us have the experience with this
Yeah.
as of yet. Pretty much, and now, we're going to be doing it. All of us are going to be doing a trial by fire.
I think that's also our strength. If too many of us were rooted in experience of how things have always been done, we'd be less open to this idea. We'd be more resistant, less bendable.
Most of you are Clive.
Agreed.
You will learn and grow. We are a pack that can teach each other much. And he'll look at the crow. Your weaknesses are covered by your pack.
Yeah.
Sam nods.
Besides, stories tell that some of my people can fly. I'd like to know how to do it a little better. We are the sky people,
Wow.
the First Nations. You know, there's got to be some merit to that.
Okay, well, while one's put his input, Drinks, you've been kind of slightly quiet here, so how about we hear from you now?
I mean, I don't know. I'm still confused as to who are the two for, like, mostly for Alpha and Beta. I know Wild One is one of them.
You and Wild One. That's pretty
Me
much
and Wild
it.
One.
Wild
Okay.
One.
Right now, what they're talking about is, do you agree with the decision everybody has made, which is basically to form either one large pack or even two separate packs, but it looks like one large pack so far.
Yeah, we fucking need packs. It's the fact that one hasn't been yet is
I mean, at least
ridiculous.
nothing.
I lobby for one large pack. The benefits far outweigh the negatives to this.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
same.
the infighting will always happen from large packs to small packs. That's a concern. I hate to say it, guys, but that's just the nature of being pack animals, such as we Guru are. We will fight. It's what we do. When there's not enough, when there's no enemies to fight, we fight each other.
Mhm.
We just need to learn how to fight each other without too much lethality behind it.
Basically,
Wild One
it's
will smile, and he will say, "This city has many enemies to fight."
See, there we go.
Yeah, I don't
I
It's
guess we
always-
can
that
decide
anytime
who's the
soon.
best fighter by the kill count.
It's always
basically-
it's always a very important thing in packs for the Alpha and the Beta to kind of be opposites of each other, in my opinion, because that way it's not just, oh, these two people think exactly the same thing, so everyone else is just, we're gonna do it regardless if it's a bad decision. It helps offer a fresh perspective
Sam
on
nods.
different
Makes sense.
things.
My okay, sorry.
Sorry.
To the alpha and beta situation, my people have a tradition that during times of war and in a more modern time when we're on the battlefield rather than at home, the warrior or rune is the leader of the pack. But when not on the battlefield, it's the philodox, the judge, that is leader, because that's a time of peace, consolidation, and introspection. And those two roles, those two leaders, alpha and beta, and they're interchangeable depending on the time, tend to be opposites.
All right,
And
question.
it's worked for our tribe since time began.
Question. Are any of us philodoxes? I know I'm not, and I know Abel's not, and I know Sam isn't.
I am
You
not,
should-
but I have a lot of stories of them.
That helps.
I should explain. We bear work differently. Throughout my life, I will be all phases of the moon.
So you're age-based.
Yes.
And what
It
are
is
you now
not-
then, apparently?
I am currently what you would refer to as Ragabash, but I believe that I am moving into the phase of the warrior.
War leader. Okay. Okay.
But I have lived first the life of the Ragabash so that I question. And even if I move into my warrior phase, I will be a warrior that attacks from different angles.
You consider
Attacks from
things
the
rather
other
than
side.
actions. You put you. Okay. I'm understanding.
Sam looks. Alright, well, Scarletta, you've been pretty quiet. Time for you to speak up. I told you everyone was going to talk. I'm not going to let anybody go by because we want to hear from everyone.
Yep. This is circle of trust.
Yes. You can speak freely. We're not going to hold it against you. You have a right to your concerns, your beliefs, your thought process.
Yep.
We're talking about forming a pack that is really, and if I think about it, probably never been done in the history of the Shifter Nation as a whole. We're talking about forming a pack that consists of werecats, a were-raven, a werebear, and yes, mostly Garou. But it's something that has never been done because of
The
the
threat is great,
infighting.
and the corruption's real everywhere, and we need to solve it.
Yes.
It affects all of us.
Yeah. It wouldn't just
It'll
affect
affect
Garou.
more than just us.
Well, yeah,
True.
but it's our jobs as the chosen peoples.
Right now, we don't care about anybody else but us. So,
Yeah,
we'll worry
'cause
about the others when it comes down.
I don't know about the other shifters, but from what I've been told today, our current leadership of elders aren't really setting the example of leadership needed.
So we need to set that example. We need to show them that we, even as young ones, have decided that there has to be an end to, and I'm just going to put it in an odd way, but there has to be an end to the madness that has been going on for so long. It has to end. We have to show we are united. If we don't show we're united, we will be destroyed by our own individuality.
Carmelita nods.
So, as a cat, I know it will be hard for you to work with us. We all
Because
have
we're
our
touchy-feely types.
Yeah, we all have our differences. We all have our uniqueness, and as the history goes within the mortals, cats and dogs never really got along. But I think it's time to prove that in certain situations that can be done. And I believe, and from what everybody else has said, they all agree. This is a situation that requires such a unique bonding of individual tribes. And individual.
But that said, you don't. It's a matter of if you believe in it as well, and if you're going to join.
Yeah. If you don't believe, that's fine. I mean, you have your right to your own beliefs. If you don't think that this is something you want to do, none of us are going to hold it against you. You would be speaking from your heart. That's all we're asking. Speak from your heart on what you think, what you know so far.
I do believe that this would be a great idea. And I do believe that we will have our troubles as well as triumphs. So I do agree with the pack idea.
There we go. All right.
Is that everybody?
I think that is everybody.
I need to voice a concern.
Okay.
Do we even know if this is possible?
And
Will the spirits accept us?
I'm going to voice something that probably may get me in trouble later. Do we care?
Well, it's not so much I'm worried about the elders. I'm like, I'm struggling here to with what I've been taught from my tribe as well as from the nation's perspective. I don't recall ever hearing tales of such a thing occurring. Will the spirits even accept us? I mean, that's the part we need to care about. If we're seeking to bind under a totem, will the totems all accept us?
Well,
is that possible?
I don't see it.
One that might.
I don't see it as being a problem.
No.
Because, if they didn't want us to, I don't think we would have met here.
Yeah.
Also, I mean,
I do
from everything
believe
I
that
understand about the spirits,
Abel is trying to say something.
Okay. Sorry.
One I know will definitely accept this because he's multiple animals in one, Lord Chimera. But
The Stargazer token?
Stargazer totem, yes, but he's also found in Greece, Asia, and multiple sightings in different mythologies.
This bear would suggest I have spoken to spirits in this area.
Okay.
There is an incarnation of owl here. I think that those of us who can, after we have this discussion, make the spiritual trek to owl and then ask for guidance on which spirits would accept us and if they would.
I was going to suggest a animistic totem from the region as well. I don't know much about Chimera other than it being an abstract concept of a totem. Much like Wendigo, I would never suggest Wendigo. And to be honest, I wouldn't suggest any of the tribal leaders either, as they have different vested interests at times.
honestly, I think talking to Owl might be our best course of action, and then if we don't have anything definitive from that, then consider it. But considering the moot tonight, it might be prudent for us to try and make sure that we have this established before the moon's rising.
Yes, I know that Owl is close enough that we can make the trek and be back.
You know who else would be very open to this idea, now that I'm thinking about some of the stories and tales? Is old Coyote. See, Coyote doesn't give a shit about shit.
Right. Right.
And it's constantly going against the grain, so long as it comes out for the good.
I do not suggest that Owl be our totem, merely that it has the wisdom to give us what may be the best options.
And Owl may very well lead us directly to Coyote. I mean, any one of the choices we've already decided on, or already thought about, could be one of the choices Owl points us in. He could very well point us in all of them and say, basically, take your pick.
And it may be good to confer with Owl about our current situation.
And can't hurt to at least talk to the spirits, see what they say. I mean, especially when you talk to one as of like Owl.
How many of you can actually speak to the spirits?
Yeah, not me.
Not it.
I kind of can in a roundabout way. I can at least speak to the beasts in their own way. I can talk to animals at least.
I can speak to the spirits.
Me too.
So it sounds like we've got two.
So we need, so you guys are going to be the nominated, I suppose, spirit leaders for this while we speak.
I'm not going to do that in this scene out of character because.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, totally not.
We're organizing who's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just figured I'd make that very clear because I'm already
glad,
stepping up.
I'm glad we've got two that can speak because now we have this trust issue. Even though we trust ourselves, we still don't fully know until bound whether or not. So we now have at least a voice and a corroboration of fact from the spirit because we have two people that can speak and to translate. Correct?
Second opinion is always good.
Yep.
So the opinion is, if the spirits say this is a bad idea, we don't go along with it?
We find a new spirit.
Sam, so not. I tend to agree. I say we find a new spirit.
That's part of why we need to go talk to Owl. Owl's noted for wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Even if Owl says that this is not the wisest idea, at the very least, because spirits can't lie, can they?
Sure they can.
But they can't.
Why can't they lie?
They can lie.
I don't know.
I'm supposing a spirit of truth can't lie, but a spirit of stealth and deception.
Absolutely quiet at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they can, it's not in
They're
Owl's
going
best
into-
interest to lie to us to try and say, hey, if he says it's outright a bad idea, but we can then still ask him who would accept it. What would Owl of all owls, right, gain from lying to us? There's no point
With
for him to
with
lie.
all due respect to
I'm shooting in
Wild,
the dark, so
with all due respect to Wild, we could also, as much as it, Elder, the Uktena are holders of vast amount of secrets, as their. It would only go to figure that their patron totem, Uktena himself, would have vast secret lore that could help us as well if we were to consult with that one as well as Owl.
Right.
Very well.
Water spirits being what water spirits are, though, I'm sure they'll probably not be forthcoming.
Unless we give
Yeah.
something in return if the stories are what they are.
I don't have many
Well,
water stories. I have a lot of ice stories, but I'm not sure she's going to like that.
Well, I'm
right
pretty sure no
now, I
matter
think
what,
Owl
we're gonna
is
have to
best
give
bet.
something. Even to Owl, I'm sure we're gonna have to give something.
Yes.
Or do a quest to get the answer we seek. I doubt the spirits are
A
just
big
gonna
pile
hand us
of
it.
rats on the floor for him to eat? I don't know.
I would watch for the pile of rats because rat is very strong in the sewers of this city specifically, as there are kin of his that are here.
Voles?
I could start flying around the suburbs, see what I can find.
Most
Regardless,
rodents.
this is a secondary thing. I
Yeah.
think now we have given assent to the pact.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to trust our spiritual leaders on this one here, you two, on figuring out what we need to bring for at least a gift to talk to them. I mean, we do want to show respect, correct? And I mean, our guru elders, or even those that are our peers, when we ask them for a favor or advice, the traditional thing to do, the formal thing to do, would be to offer a gift, at least in exchange for even a meeting. I'm imagining the same thing with the spirits.
Yeah, like we said, the typical gift for Owl is a rat. But as Wild One mentioned, rat's a pretty big deal around here. So we don't really want to piss him off either.
We could find moles, we can find shrews, we can find squirrels.
Something. I'm sure we can come up
Rabbits.
with something as a
Yeah.
alternate. We're probably going to piss off one spirit or another, but in
That's
order
the spiritual
for what we're
people's
trying-
job.
Yeah.
To fix that.
This is going to be pissing off at least a couple, and we're going to be doing Rite of Contrition like there's no.
We are already going to be stepping on a load of toes. Do we really want to start dancing around eggshells now to not step on some toes?
No.
Not with the spirits, fuck
No,
the elders, but not with the spirits.
Really? I'm pretty sure we already are.
We are stepping on toes, yes,
Storm,
but we do require some degree of etiquette.
Yeah.
I'm no theorist, I admit, but
Agreed. But I mean, if we're going to appease Owl, we're probably going to make Rat angry. Or at least annoyed.
Yes.
Annoyed. Steve.
I mean,
Wild One, you were trying to say something?
No.
Be nice to some bonars, and maybe then they'll be okay. I don't know.
Some things cannot be avoided.
Yeah.
As packs are dedicated to certain things, we will go at odds with other spirits, and there are some things that we simply must accept.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but I really don't want to get dragged from my bed in the middle of the night by a bunch of were-rats.
Find a higher perch.
This bear understands, but we will do what we must do, and then we will deal with the fallout of our actions.
okay. Are we all in agreement then?
We'll just
Yep.
have to hope that in time everybody sees that what we're doing is under good intentions and for the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it can be seen this way. Hesitation can lead to doubt, which leads to the corruption that we're seeing around us. We have to be decisive.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
Okay, so first things first, the moot,
The moot.
and then after that, the
Yep.
journey into the Umbra to speak with Owl.
No,
Kin from my tribe, multiple different ones, have a informal ritual. Bartender, if I could have a knife for a second.
he looks at you curiously, but hands you one.
And I go and cut open my hand and said, "We share the blood to show that we're blood brothers," is what many people call it. But what it does is it's a symbol that we are mingling blood and now all become family.
Sam holds up his hand for the knife.
All right, I hand it over.
He cuts his hand.
Drinks will hold his hand up next.
Hands it to Drinks.
Yep.
Cut his hand.
I just go and
Now,
shake
we-
the hand of everyone who cuts their hand open and stuff, just take the
Okay.
blood.
Yeah, Andre will take the knife. He'll kind of grit his teeth as he cuts like a little, little cut in the palm. You can probably hear him like
Pokes his
swearing.
finger. Yep.
You probably hear him saying something in some kind of European language. I mean, does
Okay.
anyone here have any language merits?
I have natural linguist, but not that. But yeah.
We're
That's
dirty
it.
Americans. We only
But I don't have any
Does
European
any-
language,
we
but I
can
have natural
figure it
linguist.
out.
Does anyone here have a Latin-based language as one of their languages?
No.
French.
I mean, technically, because English, but
No, English is not Latin derived.
French.
I'm talking
But I
about
have-
French, Spanish.
I have
Oh,
French.
Okay, all right. And you do have a natural linguist as well, don't
Yep.
you? All right. If you do a quick maybe wits.
What do we use for a die roller?
Academics. I can roll yours. I've got dice stream on.
Yeah, you can roll it for me, please. I have academics of 1 and an intelligence of 3.
But yeah, the main
Plus
reason
six.
why. The
And
main
you got
reason out of
Double
character.
bonus, yeah.
Yeah, out of character. The main reason why we use Hangouts is because it has its own dice roll.
Yes.
Oh, does
how
it?
many-
Okay.
Yes. So
There
you
you
have
go.
that linguist. Does
You
that
got-
give you 2 or 3 extra dice for this roll?
Three.
I don't
3
know.
extra dice, yeah.
Three.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
3?
that's 7 dice.
Yeah.
Let's just say that, well, because you have French, let's say that's 4 successes. Sorry, Matthew, what did you get?
Oh, well, first of all, when you brought up Dice Stream, your webcam thing shut off there.
Oh, yeah, so it did. I just got a green dragon face.
All right. Well, you have. All right. So Matthew has 3 successes. You got 4 successes. Right, in that case, you'll probably get this. You recognise that language as being Romanian.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of similar to Italian, but it has some obvious Slavic words.
I'm familiar with Romanian. We have a fair amount of Romanians that live in the area where I live.
Ah, vada bene. And yes, indeed, like after that, he probably like hands the knife to whomever.
Yeah. We'll just
Wild
goes
one.
around. As long as
Baldwin will
everybody.
take the knife, and his hand seems super callous, so it's almost like he has to salt through his hand a little. But eventually, the blood comes out.
This is a wuss. This is
At least we didn't just smash their hand, right?
Yeah, Abel will hand out, put his hand out for the knife man.
So yeah, I assume we all pass it around.
Yeah.
And shake hands.
Yeah, why not?
Around the knife.
Okay. Had to make sure.
I'll
Alright.
forget everything the conversation entailed,
That's all right.
but I'll remember that I've got a mark on my hand for something.
Yeah. I got a memory now.
Anywho. But yeah, so okay, everybody cuts their hands, and everybody shakes hands, intermingle various handshaking going on everywhere.
If there is no opposition, I am Wild One that hugs the worm. I am undefeated. in every conflict that I have come against. I have defeated Elders of the Sept in one-on-one combat.
Hmm.
I will accept being alpha and name drinks as my beta.
Well, you have my vote. To the Guru Nation, I am known as Ice on the Wind. I am a mask maker, storyteller, and traditional drummer of the Wendigo people. I'll be here for moral support for all of you, and I'll be here to dig up old tales from my ancestors if it can help any of you.
Stupid dog.
Get out of the tower.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got a chance.
We'll get you a deed name there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already.
You got a
I've
Gallard in
already-
the group now. We'll come up with a deed name. No problem.
No, I got one
Please,
perfect
but-
for Sam. I got one perfect for Sam. Shovels all the snow.
Shovels all the snow.
One of his punishments is one point in time, because he got in trouble, actually, ironic Stormcoat, was for 2 weeks straight he had to shovel all the snow around the Iron Tower. Well, as a Ragabash, he did, but he created a little snowman army and snow fortress all around the sept of the Iron Tower.
Should have bargained with a Thurge to get a bunch of gremlins to inhabit the snowman.
No, another Ragabash.
You know, it would have been an most evilest thing you could have done with those snowmen. You could have like introduced them to like loads of children and said everything, and then waited until the snow melted, and where the snowman was melted, you put a suicide note. that would be just evil.
Because you didn't eat all your peas.
And genius in equal measure, let's be honest with ourselves.
You didn't eat all your vegetables, this is what happened.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Ragabash. That's
Didn't
right.
go to bed on time, that's why everybody out here is melted and dead.
But yeah,
Good job, Dickweed.
But yeah, so we'll get him a D name. But yeah, out of characters, anything else? I think we got through everything.
Yeah,
It's a pretty long session. I think we got
it
through
was a 3 hour scene.
Yeah,
That's not bad, not bad.
At this point, it's just everybody's like, oh yeah, this is the things I've done, and this is my titles, and
Yeah, we're just getting to know each other now.
Sam does.
They,
The most you'll know about Sam is that he started his own computer security company, hence the Peterson computer security hoodie he's wearing.
Cool.
He does hand out a business card to everybody that has his phone number and an email address to Pete Glasswalker and stuff like that.
Nope, I have no use for that kind of stuff. At some point in time, I'm going to learn the gift so I can just invade your brain whenever I need to call you.
We do this.
Awesome.
We can do this.
But anyway, as far as just out of character stuff, at this point it's pretty much sounding like we just need to figure out who's going to go track down Owl and then pin down Holly for a scene to go do that.
I'll go with them on the owl quest, no problem.
I've
do
already
that.
informed Holly
I'll
that she
do
needs
whatever,
to do
but it depends entirely where the scene is and when Holly's
Yeah.
going to. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
flexible,
5
so
hours
whenever
ahead
you
of
guys want to do
guys.
it, I'm flexible on time.
Yeah, so am I. So I mean, we can definitely. I mean, we can even do it as a full pack. If everybody's available at the time. I did inform Holly that she will probably need to do a scene involving a trip through the Umbra, just to talk to the spirits. So she's
Flip
already
side
aware.
is,
Hmm?
out of character, for the Bastet and the Grawl, you guys are capable on Umbral travel, or do we need to find a way of getting you in there?
The girl I know can pull people in.
Oh, well, then...
Actually, no. That's me. The girl. If the girl's ritual only works for other girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, either way, somebody will be able to.
few out of character things is if we end up being bound as a pack, will we be able to use the opener of the Umbra Ways to get everybody in, or is it going to be some problems with the Bastet and the Grawl? You know how one pack member can actually jump the whole pack through?
They will let us do. They have previously
Yeah, that's
let people
kind
in
of
the opener.
you can
All
ask
right,
Holly.
that's cool.
If whatever she says goes. I'd
Now,
say.
mind you,
Yeah.
just so everybody knows, PJ is the assistant ST for the werewolf. So
Who
he
is?
can run scenes as well. TJ.
I am.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I mean, he can do
Okay.
scenes as well.
Do stuff. I can run
Quick
scenes
question:
too.
how do I change the name of my profile to work? Because this is not sticking for me.
Well, let's save that for after the recording.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Because
we're still
I want to.
recording.
Yeah, I forgot to stop it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay, wait. Before we finish the scene, I've got one particular thing that I want to declare to everyone. Fuck the worm.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Warm.
All right. Well, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. I hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed.
thanks for the scenes.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned and
the worm.
wait for more to come.
Fuck the worm.